News and talk, powered by the Pacific Northwest.
This is the Ron and Don Show on KIRO Radio, 97.3 FM, Seattle's Seahawks station.
All right, we're back. It's text time. The Online Trading Academy text line is open, 98973. Candy's going to scoop those up. We'd love to hear from you. We're also on Facebook Live. It's the Ron and Don Show on KIRO Radio. Bottom of the hour, Candy, what's one of the stories you'll be talking about in Ring My Bell? As Rachel's out today and you're in. What's going on?
People under 25 think marriage should be treated exactly as the same as their cell phone contract.
All right, we'll get to that. Before we get to that, Ron, a special edition of What Are We Talking About Here?
What are we talking about
What
here?
are we talking about?
What are we talking about here?
All right, so the vast majority of people in the world are good. That's the overwhelming takeaway I have. After a whirlwind trip through Europe, it was Don and my big brother's first time for both of them across the pond. So I tried to pack in as much good stuff as I could. That means a steady stream of planes, trains, taxis, and walking, lots of getting lost and stumbling upon unexpected sights, sounds, and tastes. Invariably, almost everyone we met was decent, kind, and friendly. If we were lost, people helped us find our way. If we didn't speak the language, we managed to figure things out with gestures, pantomimes, and laughs. If we were curious, people would open up to us and tell us their stories. People want you to have a good time. They want you to try that food they're famous for. When it's rhubarb season, they'll make you the most delicious rhubarb jelly for your toast. People want you to know where you're from. People want to know where you're from and that they're grateful that you came to visit. They want to show you the places that are important to them. They'll not just tell you about the stories of war. They'll take you to the beaches where thousands of soldiers died and let you stand in the exact spot. They'll let you feel the spray of the ocean and imagine the scene. Most people in the world are more alike than they are different. They want their children to be happy and safe and have a better life than they did. People want to be peaceful and content. They want a good cup of coffee in the morning and a nice walk by the water after work. Sometimes when we allow our world to get small and close in on itself, we run across the small minority. Those are the people that get angry and bitter and want to bring you down to their level. I know those people exist because they try to get me to engage with them every day. They want their issue to become my issue. They want to be right and make everyone else be wrong. I've found that they are not very happy people. But when I choose to remember that the world is big and that there's so many interesting places to see, I remember to not give my energy to small-minded people. Obviously, there are important issues that need to be solved. There is politics and injustice that should be held to account. But in my opinion, that should occupy only a fraction of your time and energy. We become the thing that we devote most of our time to. If we wallow in anger and pettiness every day, we become angry and petty. If we choose to get out into the world and be open to all it has to offer, we become more open and accepting. We also get to eat amazing pastries in front of the Eiffel Tower. I'll say it again, the vast majority of people in the world are good.
All right, let me say this about you because I've known you forever. This was incredible because Ursula was like, you guys were together the whole time. I'm like, yeah, we were together the whole time. This is Ron in his element. I've never seen him like this, and I just want to say thank you to you. I really appreciate you because we did get lost, but you were like a bulldog, and you just keep going. And we got on a lot of we went to London, we went to Paris, we went to Normandy, and then we had to make our way back in about 9 days. And you get on the wrong train, we're going the wrong way, and you don't care. We're off that train, we're on another train, and you just keep moving, you keep going. And then as far as a shared experience goes, to watch you in your relationship with your brother, because your brother lives in Stanley, New Mexico, and just you were taking care of him the whole time. You're trying to take care of me the whole time. Our friend Carter was along with us. You wanted to make sure that everybody had a ball, that everybody had a blast, that everybody got to experience the world. This is the first time I've ever had a passport, that I've ever gone overseas before. And you made it spectacular, Ron. You just made it.
A lot of the logistics bog you down, especially if it's your first time. So just like figuring out a subway you've never been to when all the signs are in French, like that can derail people.
Yeah, well,
so
even
having somebody else sort of set up the accommodations and the schedule and all that, gives you time to just experience things.
Now we both blew a gasket at one point. I blew a gasket and you blew a gasket. I will share why I blew a gasket. I blew a gasket because you guys were up one night and you were having a bottle of wine and you kept me up the night before because I like to go to bed and then I like to get up and I like to run. And so I was going to bed and we were leaving the next day and I needed to wash my clothes. And you guys had already packed some clothes in the washer. And I'm like, I wonder if these guys are going to stay up all night again. And if they're going to sit here and chit-chat. And I'm going to put my earplugs in and I'm going to go to bed. Before I did that, though, I was very clear. With that. And I was like, can you guys make sure that your clothes that are in the washer are in the dryer? And then that way I can go on my run. We were in Normandy at the time, staying in this little farmhouse. I'm going to come back. I'm going to take my clothes. I'm going to put them in the washer, put them in the dryer because we had to jump in the car and we had to get the car back at a certain time. So anyway, I come back from this run and the clothes are still in the washer. Not only are they still in the washer, and these are, I think they're your clothes or your brother's clothes. Not only are they still in the washer, they are locked in the washer. There's no way to get the clothes out of the washer. We cannot figure out how to open the, because I'm going to take all the clothes and throw them in it because I am so mad. It's the only gasket that I blew. I tried to get, we could not get in there. Finally, the young woman who ran the Airbnb, she came by, and somehow you guys figured out that you
just had to let it roll through the cycle.
You cannot take the clothes out of the washer until it rolled through the whole cycle. And by the time it rolled through the whole cycle, then it was impossible for me at that time then to wash my clothes. So I had to put on my dirty clothes, jump in the car with the guys, and we continued on our trip. Now, the thing that I think it's okay to blow a gasket. And I wasn't mad the rest of the trip, but I was damn mad for about 10 minutes. You blew a gasket too, didn't you? Let's come back and talk about that real quick. We want your text messages at 9896.
Mine was worthy to be blown.
What? Mine wasn't?
No, I get what happened. That was frustrating.
It was. I like clean clothes. It's up to Cars Now with Kimmy Klein. This Travel Report this hour is brought to you by our good friends at the Online Trade Academy. I'm sorry. We have Kimmy Klein. Kimmy, go ahead.
Well, guys, south on I-5 near Enchanted Parkway, just south of there, a crash has cleared to the left shoulder, but it's really solid now south of 288 all the way to the scene. Also, on the east side, just things are getting busier out of Bellevue on southbound 405 leaving 520 into Newcastle. North 405 is still challenging past a crash on the shoulder near 70th. And earlier accidents in Snohomish County, North 5 at 41st and Everett, and in Marysville at 116th are all cleared and gone. But in Shoreline, there's an accident on Northeast 145th at I-5. It blocks most of the eastbound lanes. Are creeping through on the left side. And then South 5 into Seattle's crowded now from about the U District. KIRO Radio Real-Time Traffic. I'm Kimmy Klein.
All right, your text messages. The Online Trade Academy text line is open, 98973. Ring my bell coming up here at the bottom of the hour. I shared why I blew a gasket, but I got back on track. You blew a gasket.
I had too many incidents. One, and I'll just say this, and I'm going to move on. I think you used my toothbrush one day.
Oh, you're kidding.
Mine was the blue toothbrush.
Really?
Yours was the pink toothbrush.
You didn't bring this up.
I'm just saying.
Did you get mad about it?
Did you use the blue toothbrush?
Wow.
Because I put the blue toothbrush to the right of my kit on my area.
You did.
On the right side of the counter.
Yeah.
Came back. The blue toothbrush was moved.
Really?
And the bristles were wet.
Why didn't you bring this up?
I'm bringing it up now.
How did
you use the blue toothbrush?
It had to be your brother. How do you know it wasn't your brother?
Because my brother doesn't brush his teeth.
Huh.
No, you use the blue toothbrush?
I don't. There's a possibility that I did because I brush my teeth a lot.
I know.
There is a possibility.
The next day, I see a pink toothbrush very close to the same spot.
Man.
On the counter.
That would
on
make
the left side of the counter.
That would
when
make
the blue toothbrush clearly was on the right side with all of my stuff, my deodorant, my shampoo, my soap.
That would make me mad too. If I use your toothbrush, I apologize.
And then the second thing
was
that's
horrible. Why didn't you tell me? Why didn't you bring it up?
Because I just took my toothbrush and I moved it to the other bathroom.
Did you hold it against me for the rest of the trip secretly and I didn't know this?
No, I knew that your oral hygiene was pretty good, and if I just wash it out with hot water,
I don't have a cavity in my mouth, and I brush my teeth about 7 times a day.
The other thing is so I had booked this entire trip, as you said earlier, and so there was a lot of I had this little dossier. I make backup copies of everything because it's come in handy before when I traveled. So you're like all the time zones are different, and the check-ins and check-outs and all this stuff are all. So I had everything planned out pretty seamlessly.
It did.
And so we get to the very last a day. We'd make our train trip. I got us on an earlier train, so it saved us 2 hours. I was feeling really good about it. I was like, man, we are home free. Going to get back. We're going to have this one more night. Everything's booked. We're off to the airport. Like, my thing is done. And then I get an email that the guy had canceled our Airbnb. And so we get in, and I don't have my cell phone wasn't turned on over there. So I had to jump on Wi-Fi's here and there. So I finally jump on Wi-Fi. I'm able to get Skype going. I do a Skype call on the train station Wi-Fi. So if people have traveled, you know how frustrating this is.
Yeah.
I get on the Wi-Fi. I get Skype open. I call the Airbnb. After like 10 minutes on hold, next to this bakery with thousands of people walking by in the train station, I get some customer service person who is clearly not English is not their first language. And I get about 10 minutes into this call, and she can't do anything.
She wants to transfer you.
She can't take care of us. She can't book us another place. She can't get us a hotel room. She can't do anything.
Yeah.
Because the first guy that was our customer service, he just left for the day.
He did.
He well, I'm done.
Yeah.
So he left for the day. So I blew it a little bit with her. And then I was like, I don't want to be transferred. I've been on the phone for 20 minutes and you clearly can't do anything. So they did transfer me, and credit to Airbnb. The woman then was very nice that I got transferred to. She still hasn't responded to my email today, but that's a different story for a different day. So we just ended up sort of biting the bullet, booking hotel rooms a day of, which is always affordable. And that actually worked out fine. I mean, it was great.
It did. We were Ernie and Bert. We got to sleep together in double beds because we went from London, we went to Normandy, we went to Paris, we came back to London, and once again, you and I got to sleep together in the same room.
I'm proud of you that you suffered through the long flights.
Yes.
I hope that you enjoyed your first experience about going through Paris, going through like having an eclair. On the Champs-Élysées. It was pretty spectacular.
It was. And one thing I wasn't used to is I would put on my running clothes in the morning, I'd go for a run, you run around the Eiffel Tower and all that. You come back and you smell like a cigarette ashtray. And I haven't even been indoors yet.
Time for texts. It's text time.
They are like professional smokers there.
Turns out the French like to smoke.
They do, man.
Tell you what, they're fit, though.
They are. You see
they smoke, but
lovely
they're fit
people walking down the street, eating a baguette, smoking a cigarette. There's no gyms to go to. I try, but it's fun, man. Checking the 98973, checking the online trade account. I mean, text line, it's open. And what do we have this afternoon?
By the way, Candy, thanks for filling in for us. How was that, doing a whole week of shows?
Didn't burn the place down.
All right, good job.
Came close.
Yeah, thanks to Mike, too, for filling in. We appreciate it.
From the 360, the 253, and the 425, Ron is out of the pool! We are very emotional about the Mega Millions Lotto pool. You may be going through this in your office. Ron made a suggestion to Ursula.
It's not a suggestion. It's the correct way to do it. If you're going to do an office pool, you do shares. Everybody knows this. You want as many entrants as you can. That increases your odds of winning. And then you just do shares. So if you have 500 shares, then you do it 500. So someone might have 6 shares, someone would have 10 shares. You want as many tickets as humanly possible, and you just get a share. To have this one ticket limit is the dumbest thing I've ever seen in an office pool.
From the 360, y'all sound crazy. You haven't even won the money yet. I love it.
Of course.
From the 425, Ursula needs to be a bookie now.
Wow.
And then from the 360, you know what? You should not have Ron in your office pool. If y'all win the money, he's going to spend his winnings trying to sue you guys for yours.
We made a big mistake talking about that earlier on the radio because then I went out and Ursula Reutin was doing big business. Her desk was surrounded by people that didn't even know that there was an office pool for the Mega Millions.
More the merrier.
And again, if you win and you don't share it with anyone, you'll be the 1,103rd richest person in the world. You have a 1 in 300 million shot at this. So why wouldn't you?
Then everybody knows you don't take the one-time payout. Everybody knows that.
People disagree from the 425, Ron. Of course you do, because what if you die tomorrow?
you're still going to get enough.
Well, if your bike goes down in the street trolley track, what if?
You're still going to get a huge sum of money on the first payout.
No.
And then you're going to get more money if you take the. I'm not going to get into this with people. I don't understand.
Well, people are
do
excited.
not understand. This is why they have the one-time payout. You got a bunch of people that don't understand math that take the one-time payout.
Yeah.
You think that the one-time payout is good for Lotto? That's why they did it?
No, they want to do it, so you take it and you keep paying taxes on it.
Because then they get to keep half.
What else is going on?
From the 206, Don?
Yeah.
What? You took time to do your laundry while you were in Paris?
I tell you what, you have to take time to do your laundry if you don't want to smell like a cigarette ashtray. I went in and I had brand new laundered clothes. I went in to get my hair cut. The gentleman cutting my hair was smoking a cigarette. Everywhere you go. People are smoking, and they sit out on the patios. It's a beautiful day, 70 degrees. If you go running by those patios, and I have a very sensitive nose. It's just very sensitive.
It's a lot of smoky.
I like clean clothes, and the thing is...
But I made Don and my brother only bring one bag, which is the key to travel.
A backpack.
Good for you guys.
Yeah,
I'm proud of both of you.
Yeah, so you're if you're gone for 10, you gotta
do laundry a couple times.
Yeah, you gotta wash those shorts a couple times. So what else?
From the 425, now that I think about Don's story and the toothbrush, it's a little petty. Ron did plan your whole trip. He can at least use your toothbrush a couple of times.
Keep the text coming.
At 98973.
I tell you what, I miss my electric toothbrush, and so did your brother. Your
miss my
brother
electric
kept
toothbrush.
saying that. I miss my electric toothbrush.
I have a confession to make. I gained 5 pounds.
You did?
All in like eclairs and croissants.
You did. You don't look like you
Worth
gained
it.
5 pounds.
Totally worth it.
Did you
Worth
really?
it.
Gained 5 pounds.
You don't look like you did.
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it hard this week, but you got to admit the baked goods are unbelievable.
I lost 3 pounds.
And the chocolates,
They are.
fantastic. I don't get how the French are so thin. Maybe I guess it's the smoking. Because they're
Don't say that. Let's not. Maybe they just walk everywhere.
All right,
they walk everywhere and the smoking.
Coming up, Candy's here. Ring my bell. What's one of the stories that are ringing your bell?
Well, we are going to talk about people under 25 want their marriage to be renewable.
All right.
We're up for contract negotiations.
We'll talk about that. All right. Here's Kimmy Klein now with the cars. This traffic report this hour is brought to you by our very good friends at Michael's Toyota Bellevue. Kimmy, go ahead.